Listen up, Birds fans, because this is the news we've all been waiting for, and it couldn't come at a better time with the trade deadline breathing down our necks, and every team in the league making moves left and right trying to shake things up before it's too late. Jay Glazer just dropped an absolute bomb that should have every single member of the Eagles faithful jumping out of their seats right now, because our front office just made it crystal clear that they're not entertaining any nonsense when it comes to one of the most electric weapons in this entire league. A.J. Brown is staying put, and there's absolutely zero chance he's going anywhere. And I mean zero, which is exactly what we needed to hear. Because let me tell you, the rumor mill has been working overtime, trying to stir up drama about our guy. But Howie Roseman and this organization just slammed the door shut on all that noise. This is massive for us right now, because think about what A.J. Brown means to this offense and to this entire team's Super Bowl aspirations that we're all dreaming about every single night. We're talking about a receiver who came over from Tennessee in that blockbuster trade back when we sent a first and third round pick to the Titans, and yeah, some people questioned whether it was worth it at the time. But look at what happened next. This man immediately showed up and proved he was worth every single draft pick we gave up, and then some. Because he's not just any receiver, he's a legitimate #1 alpha dog who demands double teams and still finds ways to make plays that leave you scratching your head wondering how he just did that. The commitment this organization has shown to A.J. is absolutely remarkable, and it tells you everything you need to know about how much they value him as a cornerstone piece of this roster. First, they brought him over and gave him that 4-year, $100 million deal with $57 million guaranteed, which was already a huge statement. But then they went even further and extended him with a 3-year, $96 million extension that includes a whopping $84 million guaranteed. That's not the kind of money you give to someone you're even remotely considering trading away. That's the kind of investment you make when you know you've got a franchise-changing player who's going to be a critical part of your championship window for years to come. Now let's talk about what we're seeing this season, because even though the numbers might look a little lower than what we're used to from A.J., with 29 catches for 395 yards and 3 touchdowns through 7 games, you have to understand the context here. This offense is loaded with weapons, and opposing defenses are scheming everything they possibly can to try and take him away from us, which means they're rolling coverage his way. They're bracketing him. They're doing whatever it takes to keep the ball out of his hands. But here's the beautiful part about having a player like A.J. Brown on your roster even when he's not getting the ball. He's opening up everything else for everybody around him, because Jalen Hurts has Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert and all our other playmakers getting favorable matchups, specifically because defenses are so terrified of what A.J. can do to them if they leave him one-on-one. The fact that Glazer came out and said there's zero chance of a trade happening isn't just good news. It's absolutely crucial for our playoff push and our championship aspirations, because continuity matters, especially when you're talking about the connection between your franchise quarterback and your #1 receiver. Jalen and A.J. have been building chemistry together since the moment he arrived, and that's not something you can just replicate by bringing in someone new at the deadline. These two have put in the work together. They understand each other's tendencies. They know where each other is going to be before the play even develops. And that kind of synergy is what makes offenses unstoppable in January and February when the games matter most. Think about the big picture here for a second, because this decision by the Eagles front office is sending a message not just to the roster, but to the entire league that we're all in on winning right now. We're not sellers. We're not even thinking about retooling or making moves just for the sake of collecting assets. We're committed to the guys we have in this locker room, and we're riding with them all the way to the promised land. That's the kind of mentality that championship teams have. And that's exactly what separates the pretenders from the contenders when the playoffs roll around, and everyone's fighting for their lives trying to get to the big game. A.J. Brown is only 28 years old, which means he's right in the prime of his career, and we're going to have him locked up and producing at an elite level for several more seasons at minimum. This is a guy who was a second-round pick by the Titans back in 2019. So, he's got plenty of experience in this league. He knows what it takes to perform at the highest level, and he's proven time and time again that he can be the focal point of an offense and still dominate even when everyone in the stadium knows the ball is probably coming his way. That's what separates the good receivers from the truly great ones, and A.J. Brown is absolutely in that elite tier of talent. The timing of this announcement couldn't be better either, because we're heading into the most critical stretch of the season, where every single game matters, and teams are starting to separate themselves between the ones who are serious about making a run and the ones who are already thinking about next year. The Eagles are clearly in the former category, and keeping A.J. Brown is proof that this organization believes in what we're building, and believes that this roster has what it takes to compete with anyone in the NFC and bring another Lombardi trophy back to Philadelphia where it belongs. What makes this even more exciting is thinking about what's coming down the stretch when the weather gets colder and the games get tougher, and we need someone who can go up and make those contested catches in crucial moments when everything is on the line. A.J. Brown is that guy. He's the one who thrives in those physical battles. He loves the contact. He wants the ball when the pressure is at its highest. And that's exactly the type of player you need when you're trying to win in the playoffs. Having him in our arsenal, knowing that he's not going anywhere, is a huge advantage that's going to pay dividends when we're battling it out in the NFC East and fighting for playoff seeding over these next several weeks. The connection between him and Jalen Hurts is only going to get stronger as the season progresses too, because the more reps they get together, the more comfortable they become, and the more explosive this offense can be when it's firing on all cylinders. We've already seen glimpses of what this duo can do when everything clicks and defenses have absolutely no answer for it, but the best is still yet to come, and that's what should have everyone in Eagles Nation fired up right now. This offense has championship potential written all over it, and A.J. Brown is a massive reason why. So to everyone who was worried about the trade rumors or concerned that maybe the front office was considering shaking things up, you can put all those fears to rest, because Howie Roseman and this organization just made it abundantly clear that they're committed to winning with the guys they have, and A.J. Brown is absolutely central to those plans. This is our time. This is our window, and we're going all in with the roster we've built. And that should have every single Eagles fan feeling confident about where this team is headed. The fact that opposing teams might have been calling and inquiring about A.J.'s availability, and the Eagles immediately shut it down without even considering it, tells you everything about how untouchable he is in their eyes. He's not a trade chip. He's not an asset to be moved for future value. He's a cornerstone piece of a championship-caliber roster, and that's exactly how he should be treated. We're building something special here in Philadelphia, and A.J. Brown is going to be a huge part of delivering the success that this fan base has been waiting for. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're part of Eagles Nation and you want to stay updated on all the latest news about our birds. Hit that like button if you're fired up about A.J. staying in midnight green, and let me know in the comments. Do you think A.J. Brown will finish the season with over 1,000 receiving yards? Drop your answer below, yes or no.